Hello, dear student. Welcome to our Strive 365 1 year current affair analysis for UPSC 2026. So this is our fourth class of international relationship. So today we are going to see very important, the topics that is important for your prelims 2026, and we are going to link each and every topics how they can ask in your examination. So please listen very carefully and watch this video till the end. You will get a lot of insights, and during this discussion I'll also introduce a lot of mapping also. Whenever there is a reference to any country, any location, any disputed territory, I will include the map, because in international relation there are a lot of questions they are directly asking from the map. So I'll link each and every topics with the map, and what kind of question they are going to ask from the current affair I'm also going to link that. And during this discussion also sometime I may get may provide, give some homework of 10, maybe 5 homework, so you have to practice after completion of this discussion. Okay, so this is what. And dear student, to download this PDF you can join my Telegram channel. The description link is given in the description box. You can just click it and join it. You'll get the PDF of all this discussion in a very good format. And before making this document, I've gone through all the important newspaper available in the market. I've collected all the important information. Also I've done a lot of value addition. So that means if any current affair question related to international or any current affair they're asking, either they will ask from here or no one able to solve it. So this is a one stop solution, so you can 100% rely on it. Okay, dear students, so we'll start. So first important topic that we are going to discuss is Geelong Treaty under the AUKUS. So this can be a very good news. This can be a very good question in your UPSC. They can ask about Geelong Treaty recently seen in news related to what. So this basically treaty signed between Australia and United Kingdom. So Geelong Treaty under AUKUS pillar of for 50 year of defense cooperation. So this can be a very good question. So about the Geelong Treaty, so they are basically nuclear power submarine partnership treaty. So this can be a they can ask about what are the objective or Geelong Treaty recently seen in news related to what, and one statement can be this na. Okay, so nuclear power submarine partnership treaty supported the security in the Euro-Atlantic and Indo-Pacific. Okay, so what is the objective? So the cooperate on design, build, operate, and sustenance and disposal of the SSN AUKUS submarine, and developing strong trilateral supply chain between USA, UK, and Australia. So comply with the non-proliferation and AUKUS naval nuclear propulsion agreement. So next question is, what are the different kind of submarine available? So basically submarine are divided into two categories. So first one is about the conventional power. In conventional power we use diesel engine, but in nuclear power we use nuclear fuel to propel the submarine. And nuclear power are divided into two categories, SSBN, that is nuclear power ballistic missile, like our Arihant class, like our Arihant. That means it is nuclear power, so it is nuclear power in propulsion. It can launch the nuclear power ballistic missile also. Next one is about SSN, that is nuclear power attack submarine. Though the submarine is powered by nuclear energy, but it cannot launch the ballistic missile. It can launch the conventional missiles, cruise missile, like that. Okay, so entire this is the classification of the submarine. Please refer to that. You can also, we are going to discuss same in the science and tech also. चलिए, so next we are going to discuss about what is AUKUS. So AUKUS established in 2021, security partnership between Australia, UK, and USA. So you can see A is taken from Australia, UK. A is taken from Australia, UK, and USA. It's a trilateral security agreement. So it is having two pillars. So what are the pillars? So develop shipbuilding. So pillars are, just a second. So develop the shipbuilding, including Australia's first nuclear power attack submarine. So already I have told you. So nuclear power submarine are two types. One is nuclear power attack submarine, nuclear power ballistic missile submarine. Just like our Ariant is nuclear power ballistic missile submarine. And as of now, India is not having our own indigenous, attack nuclear power attack submarine. Okay, we are developing that. So second pillar is joint development of 8 advanced military capability like AI, autonomy, electromagnetic warfare, modeling, and simulation, etc., etc. So USA will sell submarine to the Australia in 2030, UK and Australia to co-produce submarine by early 2040. So this is what the main objective of AUKUS. So they can ask about examination, what are the core objective of AUKUS. So you should be in a position to answer that. Okay, so next, the strategic significance of AUKUS. Like, what are the significance of it? So US led alliance in Indo-Pacific to counter China. So we know that China is rising very rapidly. So after becoming, economical power, so it is converting that economic might into military might. That is what create threat for the ASEAN and USA dominance in this region. So they want to counter it, and so US commitment. So enhance US military presence and access to the Southeast Asia. Okay. Next is boost US industry via arms sale and technology transfer to the Australia and UK. So they are having close cooperation. So it's also boost to the US defense industry. So just read it. It is not important for your prelims. It is going to important for your mains. But please read once. There can be question statement. Okay. So next important terms here you can find 5I intelligence. So what is the 5I intelligence? Already they have asked multiple question in multiple examination. So it is world most powerful intelligence sharing alliance comprising of United States, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So you have to remember this country: USA, UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. So origin in 1946, USA, UK USA agreement following World War II, code breaking success. After World War II, they have a lot of success in breaking the code of the Germans and other forces. So they have formed it. So it is member are automatically sharing intelligence through the signal intelligence. Human intelligence is called hum intel, and cyber security data via secure stone ghost. Okay, so they also follow the principle of division of labor. That means each member monitors specific geography regions to provide 24 into 7 global coverage. So that means they have divided this region under the jurisdiction of one country, and they provide intelligence of that region. So no spy pact. That means one member cannot spy on the citizen of other country. Okay. So what is the current status? So they are majorly focusing on target. Current target is China, Russia, and cyber warfare. जो 5I intelligence, they are focusing mainly on this country, and now they are planning to make it 5I to 6I by including either the Japan or Germans. Okay, so they can ask about recently 6I is in news. So which country are going to part of it? So either Japan or Germans. Okay, so this is what very important for 5I intelligence. So hope, dear student, you are able to understand this, the Geelong Treaty and related terms. So this can be a very good question for UPSC prelims. So if you understand this video, definitely you should like it. And if you are finding any difficulties, please let me know, so that I'll help you to improve delivering of this lecture. So next we are going to discuss about World Trade Organization reform. So India, in a multiple occasion, we are speaking, we are arguing, we are making it compulsory for WTO to be reformed. So recently, India called for reform of the WTO during high-level ministerial meeting in Paris ahead of the 14th ministerial conference in Cameroon. So here it is very important. You need to remember that the 14th ministerial conference is going to held in Cameroon. So where is Cameroon? So you can map it. It is in Africa. Just map exactly where is Cameroon, some unique geographical feature of Cameroon. And the ministerial conference, they are held once in 2 years. So 14th ministerial conference is going to held. So this can be a very good statement in your UPSC prelims. So let's see something about what is the WTO, how it is formed. So it is having origin in 1995 post Marrakesh agreement. So Marrakesh agreement led to the formation of the WTO, successor to the General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. It is a successor to the GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. So in 1986 to 94, Uruguay round negotiation led to the WTO creation. So this can be a good statement now. So we can say that Marrakesh Treaty led to the formation of WTO. In that case, you can say Uruguay round negotiation. They can modify something to confuse you. So you have to remember everything. All the statements are very important for your examination. Then Secretariat Geneva, Switzerland. So function administering, what are the function WTO is having? Administering trade agreement. So whatever the trade agreement having within among the country, that is what administer. Then forum for trade negotiation. So we can have free trade negotiation. We can lot of dispute. So we negotiate in the WTO. Settling of trade dispute. So if any case there is a dispute in the trade matter, that is what also resolved in the WTO. So reviewing national trade policy, it also review different country, how their trade policy, whether they are imposing any barrier to the international trade. So currently having 166 country, they are representing 98% of the world trade. So this can be a very good question. I can say that the WTO member are 192 country. No, you have to remember it is 166, less than 170, but UN member are around 192. That means there are a lot of countries who are not part of the WTO. So India is a member since 1995. So we have member since 1995. So here it is also important, all the decision of WTO, they are taken on the basis of consensus. That means, it is not like the mighty is right, like, what is USA is going to, what is US saying is right. No, it is consensus, every country should agree that. Okay, chaliye. So let's see WTO, key WTO agreement. So first one is about the goods. So agreement, general agreement on trade and tariff. So for to regulate the trade in goods, we are having GATS, general agreement on trade and tariff. So binding commitment on tariff quota, especially for agricultural goods. So that basically having binding agreement on, tariff, what kind of tariff we can impose, quotas, and what are the restriction on the quotas, and especially agricultural goods. So there are agreement on agriculture. So I think you know that AOA, agreement on agriculture, driven by, the subsidy on the agriculture that we can provide. For developed country, they can provide 5% of subsidy for, developed country. For developing country, this is 10% of subsidy they can provide. Okay, so this is what driven by agreement on agriculture. On the basis of that, there is three box, I think you already know: umber box, green box, and blue box. So in umber box, there is a restriction that for developed country, they can provide maximum 5% of their production as a subsidy, but for developing, they can provide 10% of their subsidy. That is what called de minimis level. So I think you already know it in your economics. So next one is about the sanitary and phytosanitary measures. So what happening? No, lot of developed country, they simple, like, European Union, USA, they reject Indian product on the ground that you are not following sanitary and phytosanitary. That means you are using excessive pesticides, you are using, some of the pest in your fruits might imported in our fruits, and that is my damage to our environment also. On that ground, they have rejected some of the products. So even the Indian mangoes Alfonso was also rejected by the European Union on the ground of sanitary and phytosanitary measure. It's called SPS. Okay, so next is anti-dumping agreement. So you already know that China is manufacturing giant, so they produce lot of goods, but they sell that at low price in the international market to capture the and to destroy their local market and then capture this market. So we need to protect our industry. So that is the reason we can impose the anti-dumping. For example, let's say steel. So let's say India is having good steel industry, but China is selling their steel product at a very cheap rate, and once India's steel industry will destroy, then China will increase and capture the market na. So to prevent destruction of our local industry, we can impose anti-dumping duty. For service, we are having general agreement on trade in service, that is called GATS. Okay, so they are covering banking, tourism, and telecom. So additionally, we are also having most favored nation treatment. So dear student, please study about what is most favored nation status, what are the benefits. So just study it. Next is market access and national treatment. Okay, so next is intellectual property. So we need to protect the intellectual property. Now here there is one more term, I think. Yes, so TRIMS. So this is already asked in your UPSC, what is the full form of TRIMS? So trade related investment measure. So that means, if you are a country, let's say there is a country, I just want to invest in that country. Let's say I just want to invest in X country. So if I'm investing money, so I need protection of my investment, I need some return. So to protect that, there are some trade related investment measure. Once I have invested that company, that this country should protect my investment. That investment, for example, I purchased their lands, that land should not be taken by that government, because it is my investment. If I'm not getting any return, what is the point of investing in that country na? So that is what protected by the trade related investment measure. Chaliye. So next we are going to see intellectual property rights. So if let's say pharmaceutical company, any company, they invest a lot of money in creating some innovative product, if there is no intellectual property is protected, so we can reverse engineer and we can create product. So there is no incentive for R&D. So to protect that, we have tripped trade related aspect of intellectual property right. So that cover copyright. For example, if you are writing a good novel, so I cannot copy it. If you are making good music, I cannot copy without your permissions. Next is trademark. So each and every brand having their own trademark. Now for example, Striveways is having this trademark now. Okay, so next the patent. So once a medicine, for example vaccine, is developed, we can file a patent for that, so that we can protect. So next is geographical indication like Darjeeling tea. Okay, so all these things are protected. So next is additional guideline like national treatment and most favored nation status. So please study it. It is part of your economics, so it's homework, so please study it. So what are the reform that India demanded? First one is about removing non-tariff barrier restricting market access. For example, all these developed country like European Union, USA, so simply impose lot of restrictive barrier, like technical barrier to trade. They are saying that we need higher standards of your manufacturing product, we need more safety, like that. Then sanitary, phytosanitary measures, so they reject all India's exports. So what India need? Removal of this non-tariff barrier. So next is address caused by non-market economy. So there are a lot of economy, their government support a lot of product. For example, China. In China, government provide a lot of subsidy to their market. So because of that, their product is quite cheaper at the international market, and they cause damage to our industry. So India want address the problem that is being caused by this non-market economics. So a review of WTO dispute settlement system. So this is a very good system where in case of any trade dispute, we can go there and find a solution. If there is no trade settlement body, in that case we have to listen the big country diktat, like USA recently imposing sanction. We don't have any other option to file appeal or discuss that na. Okay. So other key priority, for example, joint statement initiative or plurilateral. So plurilateral means not all country but few country of WTO, they want to push some agreement among themselves. Later on they also want that to be part of the WTO, but India is against, because plurilateral, not all country are agree to that proposal. So that means it is what led to the fragmentation of international the multilateral systems. That is the reason India want all the negotiation discussion of the WTO should be on the basis of negotiation and discussion na? So next one is about the permanent solutions to the food stock holding. So what happened, I have already told about you agreement on agriculture. So there is a subsidy limit, there is three box: amber box, green box and blue box. In this amber box, so developed state can provide at max 5% subsidy, and developing provide 10% of the subsidy, 10% of the subsidy. But problem is that the subsidy provided by the developed country are more than that of the developing country. So India want our subsidy is to be continued, because we are running largest food security program for our National Food Security Act, and we are not procuring this food grain for export or any trade related aspect. We are ensuring our citizen food security. So India want that even if our 10%, this subsidy limit is crossing 10%, that should not be anyone file complaint at the WTO. So that is what India want, permanent solutions to the public stockholding. So India seeks a lasting WTO solution beyond 2013 peace clause that protects subsidy under public stockholding from legal challenges. Actually, India raised this issue in Bali Ministerial Conference at that time. So USA given a peace clause. Peace clause means till we don't found any permanent solutions to the food food stock holding, no one will able to complain against India in case it breach 10% of that limit. So that is what called peace clause. Okay. So next is about the overfishing agreement. So this overfishing agreement, what happened? It provide very stricter timeline for every country to prevent overfishing. But being India being a developed country, poor country, we need more time. We need more time as compared to the developed country, so that our fishermen can adopt. Okay. So that is the reason we want all these things. So other contentious issue at WTO. So no objection measure of development status. So recently what happened, all these developing countries, they are opposing India's status as a developing nation. They want India, China to be put in the developed country, so that they will not get benefit of trade na. So next is emerging issue, for example, regulatory shift. So European Union, they are recently imposing carbon border adjustment. What do you mean by that? Let's say this is European Union and this is India. So let's say we are manufacturing steel by using coal, but here European Union will say that you are manufacturing the steel by using polluted sources, so we'll tax 10% on all your product. While let's say if anything produced within European Union, steel will impose zero tax. So that is what led to the creation of extra barrier na to our export. So that is what create problem. Mechanism will impact low middle income country disproportionately, because these developed countries, they are already developed, they can transition their economy towards green. But India being a poor country, we cannot transition. We need a lot of money, we need a lot of technology, but we don't have. So we need longer time to transition. If there is a tax, that is what impact our export na. So next is geopolitical shift. So currently we have seen there is a tariff war going between USA and China. It is also impacting the export. So newer concept like data privacy. now a lot of data being collected in the developing country, but we are not get benefit of that na. So cross border data flow, how data is being flowed from one country to another country, digital service, taxation and climate change. So taxation means, there are so many multinational company, they are deriving like Google, Amazon, so they are getting profit from developing country, but they shift their profit to the low tax jurisdiction to avoid paying taxes in the low income country. So that is what loss of Indiana. So next is climate change also. So climate change, all these developing country, they are not taking responsibility of protecting the environment. Now they are saying that all country, developed and developing countries, should protect this climate na. Okay. So next, way forward. So developing country have a say in the decision making process. Yes, we need to give more voice to the developing country. Okay. So strengthening monitor and notification system for NBT to improve the transparency. Okay. Non barrier to trade. So next is clear rule to prevent fragmentation. So we need to have more clear cut rules. So alternate interim dispute resolution model. So still the WTO is not able to appoint its appellate body. So we need to have alternate interim dispute resolution model, so that in case of any dispute between any two members, they can go there. Next is common board differentiated responsibility. Dekho, if any restriction is there or any condition is being imposed, developed country like USA, European Union, they are already developed, they have the capability, so they should have stricter timeline. But the country like India, or poor country like Africa, they should have a longer timeline to phase out. For example, in case of, let's say, fishery subsidy, so already USA, European Union, they should give a very short span of time, like 5 years they have to phase out. But for India and Africa, they should given 20 year, 25 years, so that they are, our small farmer can adopt and phase out all these things na. Chaliye. So hope you are able to understand, dear student. So please let me know in the comment box what kind of problem you are facing. If you think that everything is okay, definitely you should like and let me know, because without your feedback I'm not going to get anything whether you are able to understand it or not. So please let me know. So next is Girmitya community. So this can be very good question also, if they don't ask, but here there are a lot of information that is very helpful for your examinations. So on is Trinidad and Tobago. So Prime Minister announced plans to create Girmitya community database, hold a regular World Girmitya conference. Okay. So more on news. So also we have extended the OCI card to the 6th generation of Indian diaspora in Trinidad and Tobago. So Trinidad and Tobago is first country in the region to adopt the UPI payment. Also this question asked in the previous year, which country recently adopted the UPI also. So if you have few amount of idea, you can eliminate, and by eliminating that you can also get the answer. Okay. So about the Girmitya community, so they are in Indian indentured labor who migrated 19th century after Britain's abolished the slavery in 1933. It's very important. This can be a very good question. Under which act slavery is abolished? It is Government of India Act 1933. So cause, so after the slavery is abolished, there is a shortage of labor in all these colonies of the British Empire. So British took some of the labor from India, and for their plantation work, like you can say about sugarcane, tea in the plantation industry. Okay, so they work in the sugar industry, tea gardens, and many settle in the colony. So they are in Mauritius, Fiji, West Indies, South Africa, Caribbean, mainly Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, and Jamaica. So they are mostly from the eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So because of this, their condition is not good, poor. So that is what factor for their migration. Significant, what are the significance of Girmitya community? So there is a deep cultural ties, that is what make this community vibrant. So like festivals, folk song, so instrument, language, so that is what promote India's soft culture. So political also, economical, you can see the Mauritius accounts 17% of the Indian GDP. So Mauritius is having a lot of Indian diaspora there. So just please read it out. So this is what important for your prelims. So whatever information I've given, this is very important. So please emphasize, along with that, just read once, so we'll get a lot of insights. Okay. Chaliye, dear student, we'll move to the next topics. Please let me know, dear student, whether you are able to understand everything or not, because without your feedback it is very difficult for me to understand what's going on. Chaliye. So recently we have seen that there is a conflict that is being going on between Israel and Iran. So recently Israel Defense Force launched Operation Rising Lion. So they can ask about Operation Rising Lion, match the following type na, by Israel. They can ask about other operation also. So remember that Rising Lion is Israel major strike against the Iranian nuclear infrastructure and ballistic missile. They can ask about operation and their objective also. So Israel strike followed by a vote by the IAEA. So you can study about International Atomic Energy Agency detail. This is your homework. Please study detail about IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency Board Governor declaring Iran breached the 1974 agreement, first such finding since 2006. ठीक है. So to retaliate Israel attack, Iran launched True Promise 3. ठीक है. True Promise 3 is launched by Iran. So and next to participation of the United States launch Operation Midnight Hammer targeting three Iranian nuclear sites Natanz, Isfahan and Fardo. So my here it is three operation launched by three countries. They can ask about and match the following. They can ask about which are following are perfectly match only one, only two, only three, like that. Then next question is if conflict is going on between Israel and Iran, then why US is entered? Because if you look into this three nuclear site, that is Fardo, Natanza and Isfahan, they are located within a bunker, means heavy shelter within that, in a cave these are located, and Israel is not having heavy bomber to destroy this bunker, so they need some bunker buster, and this bunker buster is having, US is having this bunker buster. They use the bomber, B2 bomber, to strike this bunker to destroy the nuclear site. So that is the reason entry of USA. Okay, so India response, India always want all solution, we should need to find solutions for the debate and discussion, not through the war. Okay, so this three operation is very important and three site is very important. So they can ask about, recently these location are in news related to what? Fardo, Natanz, Isfahan. So they are nuclear site of Iran where they do lot of centrifuge storage of their nuclear missile also. Okay. So next is Barak Magen and Lightning Shield. So it's a special version of the Barak MX missile defense system built to protect Navy ship from various aerial threat like drone. So India is also used the Barak missile also. So Barak is a joint development between India and Israel. Okay. So sometimes they can ask about, these air defense system are recently seen in news related to what also. I think if you know that it is already asked THAAD, terminal high altitude aerial defense system. They've asked this question also, so they can ask this question in future also. So complement the Israel existing air defense. What are the different air defense? Iron Dome, David Silong, Arrow, plus future laser iron beam. So this is very important. So what is air defense system? Let's say we just want to, let's say we just want to protect this country. Okay, so we can create a air defense system over that country like that. So any missile comes, so it can just neutralize in air, so that there will be no strike on the ground level. Okay, so what are the implication of this Iran Israel conflict? Definitely nuclear tension will be rise. Iran will try to acquire more nuclear weapon. Trade risk, yes, Strait of Hormuz closure, so that might impact the oil transport, and price might be increased. Cable disruption affect the digital infrastructure also. Power vacuum, so that might create, further escalation of power. So here you can see few important states. This is Strait of Malacca, Strait of Hormuz, Babul Mandeb, Suez, Turkish Strait, Danish Strait and Panama Canal. So whenever you are studying anything, please do mapping of that. Lot of questions they can direct ask from the mapping also. So what are the implications for India? Yes, trade will be declined when there is a conflict. Definitely trade will decline. So geopolitical realignment, if Israel will continuously attack all these small country, so they will form alliance. For example, Saudi Arabia is currently forming alliance with Pakistan, military alliance with Pakistan, which is complicating our relationship na? So next, geopolitical realignment, yes. So next is project disruption. India is developing a lot of project. For example, Chawar project we are developing with Iran. International North-South Transport Corridor already asked in 2025 UPSC Prelims also. India Middle East Economic Corridor may face setback and delay. Okay. Also, we need to evacuate a lot of Indians because in Gulf region, a lot of Indians are residing there also. Okay. So hope, dear student, you are able to understand everything. So please let me know if you are able to understand or not. If you are not able to understand, where you are facing problem. If you are able to understand, that means well and good, you should let me know. Okay, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next is Kaladan multimodal transit transport project. So our union ministry said that the Kaladan multimodal transit project will be operational by 2027. ठीक है. So it is jointly developed by India and Myanmar for multimodal cargo transport from India's eastern port to Myanmar and northeastern region. So you can see here, from Kolkata, it will move towards Myanmar, then towards northeastern state. Here we can support to all region of the northeastern. So that is what led to the faster movement of the cargo. So we can see about Kaladan multimodal transit project framework agreement signed in 2008. Nodal ministry, which who is the nodal ministry? Ministry of External Affairs. So it is being project development consultant is Inland Water Authority of India, so which is developing inland in India also. So transit component waterway, so Kaladan river from Sitwe to the Paletwa in Myanmar. You can see about Sitwe, Kaletua. From here we can have road to transport Aizol. So road Paletua to you can see about the up to Mizoram. So what are the significance of this Kaladan multimodal project? So and northeastern region geographic isolation bypassing the chicken neck. Na? So we'll bypass this chicken neck dilemma and will ensure that faster transit of all our you can say cargo during war conflict anything happen to the chicken corridor also. It will also align with the Act East policy, give boost to the northeastern connectivity with our neighborhood. Na? So, cut transport cost time from Kolkata to Aizawl by 50%. It will reduce our time and cost of transport to the northeastern region. So, develop the northeastern region as a business of boosting trade export industry. Yes, it will help in development of northeastern region. So, if that is the case, then what are the next connectivity project we are promoting in northeastern region? So, first one is India Myanmar Thailand trilateral way, that is called IMT. So it link More in Manipur to Maisat in Thailand via Myanmar. So you have to remember this IMT. So next one is protocol on inland water transit and trade. Let vessels of India, Bangladesh use each other waterway. So this can be a very good question. Protocol on inland water transit and trade signed between which two countries? It is India and Bangladesh. Other we are also signed BBIN. It is the Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and Nepal. So motor vehicle agreement where the motor vehicle of one country can transit other country smoothly. Okay. So MOU on Chittagram and Mangala port for Bangladesh. So we are also signing a lot of agreement to ensure smooth flow of cargo from one country to another country. Hope dear student it is very helpful this discussion. So if you are find helpful, please let me know, and if you are facing any kind of issue also should give me feedback. According to that we can make future video also. So India and Kyrgyzstan bilateral investment treaty. So bilateral investment treaty are generally treaty between two countries. So while let's say I'm an investor, I'm investing a country, so what I need some return, I need protection of my money na. At the same time what that country need that investment should not be misused, investment should be used in a way that is benefit of that country na, so that both I and that country will be benefit na. So investment treaty are guiding that. Okay. So India signed bilateral investment treaty in 2019 with Kyrgyzstan, and that come into force in 5th June 2025. Okay? So it replaced 2000 agreement ensuring continuity in investment protection. So bilateral investment treaty balance the investor right, because investor right means if you are investing, you need some return, you need protection of your money. With the sovereign regulatory power aim to foster a transparent investment climate. At the same time, being a sovereign country, India want the investment should not be misused, should not be abused, should not be tax law should not be violated. So we need a proper regulation. Okay. So about bilateral investment treaty, so it also called international investment agreement. They assure foreign investor protection from adverse action while upholding state regulatory or sovereignty. Okay. So dispute resolution allow investor of own countries to sue host country for investment related dispute. For example, let's say I'm investing X country. If government change some policy, because of that my investment gone, so in that case I can file a complaint against the government and I can recover that money. That is what called sue. So policy invest update. India approved the new bilateral investment treaty in 2005. We have updated the bilateral treaty in 2005, which replaced India's model bilateral treaty in 1993. So after 2005 we have signed bilateral investment treaty with Uzbekistan, UAE, Brazil, Belarus. So four country, you can remember it. So this can be a very good question. So key feature of this bilateral investment treaty that we have signed with Kyrgyzstan. So what are that? So about asset definition, it is clearly defined what is the assets. So enterprise based with clear inclusion and exclusion, investment rate like capital and risk and profit. So that there will be no misuse of it. So next is policy space, exclude area like taxation, local government and procurement. No most favored nation status, then general and security exemption, safeguarding the environmental health and safety. So dispute resolution, which is very important. So if you are able to understand or not, just remember the keywords. So next one is about the dispute resolution. So mandate local remedy before international arbitration. What happened? Let's say X investor invested in India. So if government change some policy, and that is what led to the loss to the X. So X cannot file direct case in the international arbitration. First X have to explore all these remediation or the court procedure available in India. If after exhaustion of all the remedial, they can file case in the international arbitration to recover that money. So that is what the dispute resolutions. First you have to explore all the dispute resolution mechanism within India. If you are not getting any solution, you can file at the international arbitration. Okay. So dear student, this is all about the this topic. So this can be a very good question. Recently India signed bilateral investment treaty with which of the following country? Already we are having list of country: Uzbekistan, UAE, Brazil, Belarus, and now it is Kyrgyzstan. Okay, so these five countries, so please remember. And they can ask about some of the what are the provisions. So asset definition, policy space, no most favored nation, general and security exemption, and resolution of dispute. Okay, chali. So next is India Philippines strategic partnership. I think you already know Philippines is having conflict, or you can say dispute, with China, and India is not having good relations. So we are cementing our ties so that we can strengthen our presence in the South China Sea. Philippines and India formally elevated their tie through the plan of action 2025 to 29, making 75 year of diplomatic relation, which is very important. If any country, with any country, we are making 75 year of our diplomatic relation, which is very important for your examinations. So it will strengthen India's lookist policy and actist policy. So earlier it is called as lookist policy in 1992 launch, and after 2014 we have changed that name to actist policy. That shows we are more active in our ASEAN region. So India and Philippine bilateral relation, you can see having 3 billion trade. So diaspora around 1.2 lakhs, multi-platform, we are cooperating, cyber security. Okay. So what is important is defense tie is growing. So India is selling the BrahMos missile to the Philippines so that they can protect their territory from Chinese aggression. Okay, that is what very important. So you can just read it, and if possible you can go through the map of, I have already given a map, disputed map of South China Sea. You can see here. Here you can see this is Philippines. So this is the 9 dash line: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. By using that 9 dash line, China claim entire South China Sea. So that claim is having disputed with Philippines also, and Malaysia, Vietnam, Taiwan. So that is what led to the South China Sea is quite hot bad. So here few island like Spratly Island, Paracel Island. Okay. So Scarborough Shoal, Second Thomas Shoal, Sabina Shoal. So these are disputed territory where China claim entire South China Sea by having this 9 dash line. But this country like Philippines, Vietnam, they are also claiming this region. So that is what led to the conflict. If India support the claim of Philippines, so that can if we can control China in the South China Sea, China will not enter into the Indian Ocean. Okay, so that is what strategy we should follow, and India is also following. So next is UN Security Council. So 5 countries were elected to serve as a non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council. So they are Bahrain, Colombia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Latvia, and Liberia. No need to remember their name, but here is very important. So about UNSC. So UNSC is having established in 1945 through UN Charter as one of the principal organ of UNA. So purpose क्या है? What are the purpose? Maintaining international peace and security. So in UNSC we are having 5 permanent members. So they are USA. 5 permanent members are USA, UK, French, China, Russia, and 10 non-permanent members. So they elect for 2 years. Okay, so that means 5 members will be elected in each year. Okay. So recently there are proposal for reform of the UNSC, United Nations Security Council. So they are by G4, that is India. Like we need to expand the UNSC to include new members. So G4 member want to include like India, Brazil, Germans, and Japan. So they want to be member of this G4. So what also we need. So we have seen a lot of time the veto power that is being misused by the powerful country like USA, Russia, China. They are misusing the veto power. So that is what led to the failure. So if any proposal that is affecting the USA interest, US impose the veto. If any proposal that is affect the Russian interest, they propose the veto. So next is key provision 11. So what currently proposal is that we need to have expand the UNSC member to have 11 member permanent member and 14 to 15 non-permanent member with equitable regional representation, 6 new permanent seat to the Africa, Asia, Africa, Latin America and Caribbean and Western Europe. No better for new permanent member initially to be reviewed after 15 years. So they want to make 11 permanent member and 14 to 15 non-permanent member so that they can represent all geography, and initially if they expand that UNSC permanent member, there will be no veto power to the permanent member for 15 year. Okay, so hope dear student you are able to understand. This is very important for your examination UNSC. So related news, recently Pakistan has been elected as chair of the UNSC Taliban Sanction Committee and vice chairperson of the काउंटर टेररिज्म कमेटी. ऐसा नहीं हो गया कि चोर का हाथ में हमने पकड़ा दिए मतलब ताला ना, ऐसे हो गया ना कि कंट्री विच इज नोन फॉर फैक्ट्री इंडस्ट्री ऑफ टेररिज्म currently the chair of the terrorism committee. So that is the reason you need to study it. That is just enough, so you can write that in your mains, not important for your prelims. So next is UN Economic and Social Council, eco shock. So India has been elected to UN Economic and Social Council for term 2026 to 28. So this can be a very good statement in fast statement. They can pick that statement. India is related elected. So membership of Economic Social Council regional base divided among 5 geography. They are Africa, Asia Pacific, Eastern Europe, Latin America, Caribbean, Western European and other state. So about Economic and Social Council of UN, headquarters is in New York. So established in 1945 as one of the 6 main organ of United Nations. Just we are going to see all the organs of UN. So 54 members, so they are elected by UN General Assembly for a 3-year term. So once a member is elected, it will be elected for 3 years. So what are the key roles? So advance sustainable development in economy, social and environmental dimension, coordinate work on UN bodies, specialized agencies, issue policy recommendations to the UN system and member state. So what are the organs of UN? So you can see about General Assembly. It's like world parliament. Next is secretariat to function to implement day-to-day functions. So next is International Court of Justice. So ICJ, it is like world court. UN Security Council, just we have studied it. Economic Social Council, just we have seen it. Next is Trusteeship Council. So this can be a very good question. Na? They can pick a question from here also. Just read it properly, so you'll get a lot of insights. So dear student, this is all about today international class. So dear student, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to my channel so that you will not miss any update. And dear student, to make this video, a lot of effort it needed, so we are making that. So please appreciate that. You can appreciate by like and giving feedback, and please do share this channel with your friends so that our community will grow and will provide good quality content to you so that everyone will be benefit. So dear student, chaliye, we'll have to end here. Bye bye, take care.